Get your dialogue.
Yo, we are live. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Welcome Northwest Austin Council, where we do this thing every Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. We got various ways that you can interact with the show. We have the Twitter. We do have Twitter, but we don't have Twitter connected to this because we actually have YouTube, Facebook, and Zoom. I don't know why, like Instagram in my mind, Twitter in my mind. Today, I usually do a little intro, but today I've been messing around with like YouTube Shorts because I've been documenting my upcoming weight loss journey. So my guys, three of my guys, we all got together and said we're doing a 30 over 30 challenge. So I'll be 35 in the upcoming year. One's 35 already. Another one will be 35 in February. So we done put a challenge on each other that in the next 16 weeks, we got to lose 35 pounds. That's 2.2 pounds per week. So today I've actually been documenting my journey from waking up this morning, doing my 10,000 steps. I'm at about 15,000 for the day. I lift weights. I got weights at the crib, and I've been eating. I've been eating kind of decent. But anyway, listen, if y'all on my YouTube, look at my shorts, man, because I show y'all that I can cook. I can actually cook. So, that might be interesting to you. But anyway, back to topic. So we starting in today. My mind is everywhere with the different types of social media channels because that's what I was working on today. But this ain't about me. It's about the community. So thank you for everybody that's tuned in right now. Thank you for everybody that will tune in, even though you can't hear me yet because you aren't here yet. You will be here. You will be watching, and you'll be with us.
That's right.
That being said, man, like I always say, man, what's going on, Steve?
What's going on? We're getting closer to the Christmas holiday.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I think everybody's out shopping right now. That's what it seems to be. I know that I was out at Oak Brook yesterday, and there were quite a few cars and a lot of traffic out there. So I think more and more people are getting into the Christmas spirit, unlike it was a year ago when COVID was running pretty rampant. But I think we definitely need to dive into some of the things that are going on in the community really closely or briefly. I just wanted to, for those that live in the 40 blocks, I just wanted to let them know. Again, I always talk about this, the Teflon line or the Kevlar line on Austin Boulevard. A week ago, there was actually two incidents within 2 weeks within the same block. There was a stabbing of three individuals in 1400 block of Austin from within the property. And there was also a shooting in the 1400 block of Austin that was that came from the alley to the front, and it's starting to become more prevalent to what I've been saying for years: the Teflon line or the Kevlar line on Austin Boulevard, because bullets and the violence seems like it never crosses the boulevard. But that's all about that. Now let's talk about some of the good things that are happening. Barry, where are you? You there, Barry?
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Barry?
You turn this up a little. Go ahead. We're trying to listen.
Hey, Barry. Hey, how you doing?
What you got to say there, Barry? What you got to say? I know you got something good for us.
Well, this is a good time to talk about giving sustainable. We're tiny on the line, and the gift season, and one kind of sustainable gift is giving the gift of time. Another is giving used stuff.
Can you guys hear Barry? Can you guys hear Barry?
Hey, Eric.
Actually, hey, how you doing, Barry?
Hey, good to see you. I don't really see you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, gentlemen, I would just like to say, I just want to say hi to everybody, and I'm not able to stay because I have another building I have to go to.
We'll do
so,
time.
Barry, I'm going to call you tomorrow.
Oh, good. Yeah, looking forward to talking.
All right.
All right.
All right, Tiny, take it easy. Go ahead,
All
Barry.
right.
Or go ahead, Tiny, you got something to say? Hello. Northwest Austin Council. Speak. Who's on the line? Hello. Can you see who's on the line?
Nah.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead, Tiny. You about to say something?
No, Chinese left.
Oh, you left.
Oh, Barry.
Okay, go ahead then, Barry.
Can you finish what you were saying, Barry?
Yeah, what I was saying is that, well, I mentioned it particularly because Tiny is into sustainability on the west side.
Oh,
And we're forming a Peace Brook Environmental Council for that purpose.
Hmm.
And so as part of that, I mentioned giving sustainable gifts, like giving the gift of time, saying I'm going to help, I'll cook you dinner tonight or tomorrow night.
Hmm.
And I'm going to, or giving as a gift something that's been pre-loved. In other words, used. And a third is to chip in together, give someone a gift. So that there aren't 4 gifts, but 1 gift.
Mhm.
To cut down on the material waste. That's the idea. Or, one other, the secret gift, where a group,
What's the secret gift again, Barry?
rather than a gift for everyone.
What did you say the secret gift? You said something about the secret gift.
Well, the secret gift is a gift where, let's say, a group give each other gifts, but instead of getting, if there are 10 people in the group, instead of buying 10 gifts, I buy 1 gift, put it in the circle. Everybody else puts a gift in the circle and takes 1 gift out. So everyone buys 1 gift, 10 gifts.
So how do they know which one to pick up? Are they blindfolded or something? you spin them in a circle or something?
What?
And like, are the individuals blindfolded, or do you spin them in a circle?
No, well, you can, blindfolding would be good. Or you can pick out a big gift or something that still don't know what it is. Or you can wrap the gift. Something going in a bag or something.
I was just thinking, because what if there's a large box and there's a small box?
Yeah, so which one would you take?
Right. Small box could be jewelry.
Right.
Large box could be a lot of jewelry. So that's I guess that would be the interesting part more so than the what did you say, mystery?
Yeah, it's, one way of, you can call it the mystery gift or the secret gift or something. Or pick a new word.
Say again, what's the last thing you said?
Or pick a new word. But the idea of it is to get back to the spirit of the holidays rather than the material part of the holidays.
I get you, I get it. But you're still being materialistic when you bringing gifts, right? Wouldn't you say so?
That's what I think. How do others feel?
I'm not not hearing you, Barry.
Oh, you know, they say it's better to give than receive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of do the same thing for my family. I don't give my kids like materialistic things anymore because it's just stuff. I always
Facts.
try to do like a family activity, like go see a play or go do like we've been to the like the escape rooms and like try to figure out
Oh,
something
that's nice.
to do like that as a family instead of like buying each other gifts and have a Christmas tree full of gifts that the kids don't even appreciate for 2 hours afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So we might be
Yeah, it
on.
seems like families don't spend much time, so that's a much better gift than the toy they'll play with for a couple hours and forget about.
That sounds like a good
And
idea.
used toys. When our kids were growing up, we would go to yard sales and buy things for them year round.
So you wait a minute. So you're saying you buy things for them year round for the
But you could buy it at yard sales and
yard
save
sales.
it and give it during the holidays, whatever you choose.
Yard sales, I got you. I thought you said you went to Yorkville. I'm like, you went to Yorkville shopping mall and you buy things.
That's pretty good. Put money in the community.
Exactly. Another way that I used to gift shop with my kids, I would have them shop for kids who are less fortunate, and I didn't want them to pick things that they didn't want for the kids that was less fortunate. So I would tell them to pick things that they would want, so the kids that's less fortunate could get something that somebody else wanted.
Mhm. That sounds like a good idea. I like that.
Tamika, I didn't hear some
Yeah,
of
it
what
is.
you said.
But they can't see.
I'm sorry. What I said is that when my kids were younger, when we would go toy shopping, because I normally toy shopped in like September and put everything on layaway. So I would get my kids to go out with me and pick things that they would want for themselves for the kids less fortunate. So then they would do that, and then I would take one of those gifts and give it away to Toys for Tots, and then get the rest and give it to my kids. So that's the way that I did it. And like my son, I had a friend whose kids were involved in a fire, and my son understood it enough at 8 to where he gave the kid his favorite toy.
So
Because,
you can go
and
both
I
ways.
asked him, I said, "Are you sure?" And he's like,
Yeah,
"Yeah."
but it
I
has to
said,
be set up
"Okay,
over
what's
there.
your reason for doing this?" And he said, "Well, I have lots of toys, and he's lost all of his toys."
Wow.
So it works in that aspect sometimes.
You should put that on his
Good lesson. Good lesson.
Oh, really? I never thought about that.
Yeah, that's a wonderful resolution.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good idea. You get the kids involved. You get them in the act of giving, and especially when they're giving away some things that they really liked or just cared about. That's a big thing. Be able to do that. But I think.
You know, I had,
Go ahead, Diana.
are you sure?
We're here. Go
I
ahead.
didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I had a friend that I used to work with a woman who had a son who was around 9 years old, and he used to, from the minute she picked him up, she said, he was saying, "Mom, can I have McDonald's? Mom, can I have KFC? Mom, I want this toy. I want, you know." And she told me one day, "He's just driving me nuts. From the minute he gets in the car, when I pick him up from school, he's just wanting everything he sees." And so I just, I thought about it, and I said, well, I mean, why don't you take him to church, make him, just take him to do a volunteer
You
stuff
grab that.
once in a while. And so she did, and she said that it changed his whole attitude. He wasn't asking all the time for something for himself, you know? That it just seemed to give him appreciation for what he had and, you know,
Right.
just look at other people, you know, and have a little more understanding of, you know, their needs. So it turns out to be a really good lesson. That's why I said that to Tamika. I just think it's a great thing to have your kids consider something else. Makes them better people.
Thank you, Diana. I hope, my hope was that it would stick, but he's a little selfish in his older age. But he does have a sense of like identifying that others may need, and sometimes it works that he will do something about it. But for the most part, he's a little selfish nowadays because he felt like, well, we didn't have and we were giving to other people. I said, but there's people who didn't have as much as we did. So
Right.
it worked somewhat.
And you know what? It's just never enough, right? For us. I mean, the more people, we just have endless wants, you know, not needs, but endless wants. And so it's easy for us to be selfish. But there's always a nice thing to want, right?
Oh.
So,
that's why I think it's important for us to teach them at a young age, you know, to consider other people. Yeah.
that's right. So let me see who's on the line. Hello.
Sorry, you all. I'm in the background
By the
here
way,
just trying to get this thing together.
Did you see the link that I sent you about how to connect the Zoom and the
Yeah, DeAndre's looking.
Yeah, that's what I'm fooling around with now. So we have you all from the Zoom plugged into StreamYard, so we can see y'all on our screen. So now I'm trying to go in the opposite direction and put you all so you all can see us. But I don't know if I could do both. I got one going. I don't know if I could do both though. So I'm in the background. That's why I'm silent because I'm over here trying to be techie.
So yeah, let's continue this Christmas season act of giving. Anybody going to any special events?
What?
Are there any special events that anyone is special looking forward to going to before Christmas or during Christmas? Any special events, parties? Oh yeah, by the way, we gotta wish Diana happy birthday. Her birthday was the other day.
Oh, happy birthday, Diana!
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Diana.
Thank you very much. It was
happy birthday, Diana.
Thank you. It was very simple and yet just really great. Yeah.
There you go.
When's your birthday?
It was the 10th.
Oh.
Okay. Let's see.
So no events. Anybody going to the Christmas parties or holiday festive events? I guess not. Everybody's staying in. But look at the weather. The weather's supposed to be about 60 degrees or something like that next week, which is a little unusual for this time of the year. When you say so.
It's supposed to be 60 degrees when?
Next week.
Damn, for real?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, I mean, you think about the last few days have been in the 50s. Yeah. It's,
Chad just joined us.
Chad, what's up, brother?
Welcome.
How are you guys doing?
All right.
Good.
I wonder why.
How'd you hear about the show?
Jill sent me the link.
Tap in. Tap in, my man Chad.
Yeah.
How you doing, guys?
Hey man, what you cooking for dinner, man? You cooking you supposed to be cooking dinner Thursday.
No, it says 50 Wednesday. That's what it is.
50 degrees, that's crazy.
51, 60, 64. Yeah, 64. In the evening, it's supposed to be 50. So, during the day, the lowest is going to be is 34 on Sunday, 38 on Saturday.
Okay, let
So,
me
yeah,
see.
the weather's looking good. We can do some catching up, I guess.
Share.
But just to DeAndre's doing a little playing around here with the Zoom and trying to bring them all into one system. But last week we talked about some of the things we want to look at doing or getting it, having for the up and coming shows in 2022.
Yeah.
And definitely Tiny wanted to talk about the sustainability and the global warming issues.
Can I tell y'all something that's crazy? So Tiny, he's sustainability, global warming, things like that. So I after the show, I had a contact and I gave him that contact's information. And this person is a crowdfunder that helps individuals that want to do green solar energy and things like that get funding, obviously. So I connect them there. And I told him, I was like, I know this lady. She's an African American woman. I met her about 5 years ago. I never used her number, but I had it since then. Her name's Naomi Davis. She has a company called Blacks and Green. They are on 64th and Cottage Grove. And so I reached out to her to see if she would come on the program so that she could talk more about climate change and some of the things that her organization is into because it caters specifically to Blacks in Green. In fact, that is her business name, Blacks in Green. And so she agreed only if she would be able to do a series. So I think part of when we talk about next year is looking towards creating these series. Another thing that just happened is the past week, 2 weeks actually, I've been in training so that I could train police officers. And as I talk to officers and start to learn more about them, you know, they become more human to me. And that shouldn't be because obviously I've been working with them for quite some time now. But the more you start to be around officers, you get to realize that, like, yeah, it's more than a badge. I mean, in our community, we feel like it's probably just a badge or something like that. And I think that's would be a nice series to have too, humanizing officers because one of the officers wrote a book. Another officer is all into technology, NFTs, and he was showing me his collection of NFTs. And man, he's making money off this stuff, man. And I'm like, man, like y'all guys are real people. You know what I'm saying? And I get it because they have a job to do, and sometimes they aren't portrayed in the best light. We feel disconnected from officers. In fact, we don't feel like they're a part of the community too often. But man, these guys are some incredible people. So I think when it comes to next year, when we're talking about series, we have to really look towards creating something that people will enjoy. So I'm thinking like humanizing officers would be a dope one. I think obviously talking about green initiatives and promoting that. I think business development with Jill and Chad would be super dope as well. And any other thing that you all can think of in terms of what we should bring to the show, what we could talk about to really elevate this thing.
Yeah.
What's up with you all? What are you all thinking about?
I think that's an excellent idea.
So how would
I'd
you?
like to see
Yep.
youth from our community highlights too that are doing extraordinary things.
True. And there are a lot of them. There are absolutely a lot of them too. We could definitely do that for sure. We could definitely do that. So I'm thinking like if we were to run series, should we do like a full month long series? How should we promote? How should we do this? 4 weeks straight, or would you guys think you get tired of something 4 weeks straight?
Well, I think you need a framework. Uh, because otherwise, what's going to connect the series with each other? And I propose that framework be peaceful.
They should submit some, they should submit something, you know, for the series. It shouldn't just be willy-nilly. They should have structure. And
Right.
that, you know, with no more than, I would say, 4 would be max, but 3 would be ideal. 3 segments, because they're 2-hour segments.
Yeah.
That's a lot of hours. 6 hours.
Yeah, yeah. So,
You mean, well, it'd be 8 hours, technically. It'd be technically 8.
If I were really that interested in any one of them, why wouldn't I go directly to what their activities are rather than?
Well, I don't think we would do a 2-hour segment with each person.
I don't know. Well, I mean, we getting thoughts right now.
Yeah, you don't want to have them.
I like that idea of a series on a more personal level, Barry, where it's right in our community, rather than going to their turf, you know, wherever that might be, bring it right to our community.
How would seems to me that the my main concern is how whatever we decide on, are we building the community and how?
I think that is I think that's a side topic, but I think it's the proposed series that Beyond Future mentioned are super possible of building community.
Hello, Diana?
Yes. We're echoing.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. I tried it. Can you see can you guys see the screen? You can see the Zoom. Can you see the StreamYard on the other screen? Hello?
Yes, we can see them both.
Okay, you are able to see both.
It's causing a
Right. Right. Damn. Man, bro.
echo.
How the hell did I leave here? I know I'm trying to figure it out, man. Damn, I thought I had it. Damn. All right.
We're that much closer now.
How do I click? I'm not trying to look at this. Bruh. Hold on.
What do you guys see?
Okay. Ugh. All right. I just had to get up out of there, man. Damn. All right.
Getting close.
Here you go.
Getting close.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. And I was trying to bring you guys into the stream, but again, so we have so many different connections going on. We have a TV that's connected. We have several inputs and outputs going on, which sometimes causes a lot of confusion amongst the technology. So I was trying to essentially. Steve was telling me that one of some of the feedback he's gotten is that you all would like to see us a lot closer. And so I was trying to get that enabled, but we're gonna have to keep that long distance view. It looks like. I hope you all okay with that.
Keep it on sharing, right?
Yeah. No.
Stop sharing.
Yeah, you can do stop sharing.
Okay,
Yeah, you can do stop sharing.
We're back. And we're back.
Is it? I'm not. No, it's not muted either. Okay.
No, it's not muted. It's a screen broadcast live. Okay, let's go back to that. Let's go back to that. So Barry, are you speaking or are you just there we go. You go back to that. Almost had it.
Yeah, we was this close.
Hey, we can actually see you guys now.
Yeah.
You can see us.
Well, like I
we
said,
see?
we was getting feedback that you would like to see us a lot closer, so you can see things like our mouths moving and stuff like that. And so we were trying to make it happen by doing the share screen function in Zoom, because you could do that with the StreamYard, but I think it didn't work this time around. So
But
it sucks.
But we're able to see you a lot better because you're in StreamYard, but they can't interact via the StreamYard because they're in Zoom still.
Right.
Okay.
But I mean, they wouldn't be able to interact anyway, though. They'll just be able to see more. They'll be able to see
Can
stuff.
they see us like? Can you guys see us on the small screens also?
No, they could see us right there.
Oh, that's the only one.
They can see that one. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm just looking like.
See, I can see you if you look straight at the camera, because you're on Zoom, but DeAndre is not.
I am. I'm right here. You can't see me right here?
No,
Yeah, that's why I can't see you up close. Because you're both on one screen instead of signing in separately on Zoom.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to ultimately get at. Because we're in the same room, if we open up separate windows, it's gonna start giving us feedback. That's the problem that we're running into. We can't open it up like that.
Why can't let's say Steve go into Zoom through his phone or his iPad?
That's
and
what
you go in on your setup.
That's what we have. That's what we currently have right now.
All right, Steve, you're on Zoom through your
iPad.
what?
We're going through an iPad. Yeah, that's how we're able to see everybody that's on. And then sometimes
Yeah, but why doesn't DeAndre then go into Zoom also from his other phone or from some other device?
Yeah.
I'll try it for my phone and see.
Yeah.
I doubt it. I like I said, I think it might be feedback though.
That might be a good idea. That's now that I think about it. I'm trying to get into Zoom from here really quick.
But you're on already.
Yeah, but I have another device so I can get closer because I can set up a closer device.
Yeah.
That may make sense what you're saying. The only thing is you just won't be able to, but they won't be able to see what people are saying on StreamYard.
Nah.
That's
yeah, but they too can go on their Zoom. Oh, there's I can see your phone.
It's picking up without Wow.
Let me see. Yo.
If you got feedback.
Yo.
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 And then you can wear headphones.
Yo. Nah, I mean, I'm good. Y'all got feedback? Is there feedback on?
We're getting feedback.
Oh, you are?
But DeAndre, if you had headphones on, we probably wouldn't get the feedback. Steve has headphones on.
No. I'm still talking through the mic. It's not in relationship. I think it's something totally.
Nah, I'm telling you, we on the same frequency in the room. 5 things on the same frequency. You bound to get feedback.
Yeah,
even if we had headphones, because it's all input output. It's all going to the same thing. Let's see. Yo. Yeah, I don't know why it's like that though.
It's weird. It's just because they're probably on the same.
See, this is the best I've ever seen you, DeAndre.
Man, you see me all the time, man. You ain't gotta be this close in my face, man. Man, know how I look, man. Come on, man.
Why don't you mute yourself on this device and I see you through?
I am muted on. I am muted on it.
He's talking about this.
Oh, okay.
This. Oh, you are.
If the guest is limited in time, not that it's 2 hours.
But I mean, certain things might have. All right, hold on. Okay, so I had to. Yeah. So
My theory, as I said, as long as something's submitted and it's structured, you know.
So I'm like, so Barry, why you say we should have a certain cutoff time, so to speak? Because I definitely want to let the person come in for 2 hours. That's a conversation to me.
Yeah, but if they're gonna come in for, 6 hours, um, and you're making the decision who it should be, I don't know whether I'm gonna wanna spend 6 hours on a particular person who's, and what they're into, may be of interest and may not.
Right. Well, no, that's why I said.
Unless it's clearly, if it were all related to building the west side.
Right.
We're clearly going to show us how, they're building the west side as opposed to their particular program. Then I'd be more interested. Otherwise, I would go to their program.
DeAndre, this is Chad. You mind if I throw something in there?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So I've noticed that with some of these podcasts in the series, that they will rotate through them. So let's say you're doing 4 different series. Each of them you're giving them 3 shows, right? It, do that over the course of maybe 3 months, where you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That way you get, and this is in no way am I telling you this is the right thing to do. I'm just throwing this out there as an idea. I think that addresses a little bit of the I don't want to listen to the same thing for 6 hours straight issue, but it also lets you get updates from people as they progress. Just a thought.
I heard you, Chad. No, and I think what I was saying too is that we wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't necessarily bring the same person on, so much so that if they did come on continuously, I would at least want them to have a new development or bring another person or something like that. For instance, like with the humanizing the officers piece, it would definitely be a new officer every time. You know what I mean? We get a new perspective each
That
time.
one I think you can do recap for me, right?
Most definitely.
It's going to be different every time.
Most definitely. And then even with this piece with, let's say if Naomi works with me and we put together a piece on green initiatives. I mean, this woman has a wealth of what she could. I mean, she's been in business for 15 years. She bought Mammy Till's home, for God's sakes. If for you all don't know who Mammy Till is, that's Emmett Till's mom. She bought her home to repurpose it. So she has a lot of wealth of information that she could share with her ideas for green building in Black communities and on the West Side. You know, so I think it'll be. I legit see an opportunity to really bring and create some dynamic entertainment for sure.
That makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I mean, if it ends up being like a training or something, I think then you wanna say do this series on a different date. So those that want to be involved with the training can come in on it if it's going to be like a training.
training. What do you mean?
Well, when you say series, if 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 it's more than two shows, it tends to seem that there's some type of information back and forth that needs to be shared. You know, you give some, they give some, you give some. Because if a person just going to speak for several shows, and then,
Can't hear you, Steve.
oh, okay. Again,
I think that Barry. I think that's you got some ruffling going on in the background, Barry.
I'm just saying that if maybe if there's like a special training, I totally get it. Because then you want those that are going to be involved with that training to show up, and you do it on a separate date. Like you say, okay,
Yo.
this is the day that we're going to talk about green initiatives. You want everybody to be bring their ears, their eyes, and a piece of paper, that type of thing. But when you're just trying to give people overview of what's going on, 6 shows, that could be a lot. That could be a lot, unless there's a lot of feedback back and forth, which then now you've taken it from just a person giving their perspective, giving you some information, and then you following up later to, in 6 shows, the perspective, the information, and the follow up is done right then and there. That's a time period.
Y'all hear me? It's Mose
What do you
Mo.
think?
Yeah.
Well, the only reason I'm saying that because like we've done trainings, and when we did our trainings, they were what?
3 days.
And it was a back and
6
forth.
hours.
It was a back and forth thing. Now, if that's what it is, yeah, you're gonna need that. You're gonna need that. They want to bring some slides. They want to bring some other things that they want to show.
Yeah.
Like next week, we're gonna have Antonia Rupert on. She's an artist. And she's gonna show us her gallery. She's gonna tell us what she's doing, and she's gonna tell us what she's done and where she's going. Can that be done in one show? Absolutely. But if there's some follow up, like Antonia, where are you now with your new mural? Then boom, you go and you say, this is where Antonia's at. And this is where this is what the mural's looks like. So I don't know. You talk about the officers coming in. Yeah, I can see them coming in different offices, different times, because it'll be a little bit different perspective with each person.
Yeah, for sure.
But typically, if you stay on the same track for a long time, people fall asleep on the train. And unless they're going, they got some back and forth, conveying information.
Yeah, like I said,
I
do see that.
I had an idea about
I can
the
see
situation.
that. So I think if it was going to be
You
the
hear
same
me?
person, then that's where you do the rotation
What the
method
hell?
that Chad mentioned. You wouldn't
Can
do
y'all hear
that
me?
every single, but maybe you say the fourth. We're gonna dedicate the next fourth Sundays to climate change or something, and then we're gonna have this individual come in. That way you can be like, all right, nah, that ain't something I'm really interested in.
Right.
Type,
Yo, can y'all
so
hear
I can
me?
see that.
And then I'm thinking,
And I think with something like climate change, that after you're gonna dedicate that much time to the topic, that there should be
Can you hear me?
some kind of proposal from the person who had the, who was allotted all that time, to give the community to say, here's a project for you to do that will improve your community. whether it's, something small for them to do at home, on their own, change from their own consuming habits, or something to do as a church group or a youth group or something like that. So we should have something to walk away with that we can implement.
Right.
In our own community.
I'm gonna be completely honest. So with Naomi,
not in every topic, but in certain topics.
Go ahead.
now with Naomi, when I met her, she definitely has some ideas and some things that she. Wait, why did the echo come up? Did you logged in?
I know what it is. It's me.
Yeah, mute. You gotta put it
I got to
on.
mute out. We got enough devices. I tell you that.
Yo.
We have plenty of devices.
So thanks, Alexandria. She said it's a listening party in the living room. So what I'm saying, like with Naomi Davis, she has this idea which is called the green living room, and she has thoughts of having at least 1,000 green living room. So these are green spaces in communities of color, and another, I think she said 10,000 across the nation. So she really has an idea that can be implemented today. She teaches solar programming. She teaches individuals how to work in those green fields. She teaches horticulture, sustainable housing, and all this other stuff that have to do. She has. That's what I'm saying. I know for a fact, man, that's gonna be a dynamic series. I'm telling y'all right now. I know for a fact it's gonna be a great series because
Can y'all
she's
hear me?
for a long time, and she's really one of the, I would say,
Can
the
you hear me?
pioneers in this green, man.
Do y'all hear me?
Well, again, when you say a
Yeah, we
series,
definitely got to.
Can you hear me?
Oh my God, man! I don't know what's going on. It's just Barry. You know what? So I don't know if everybody knows, because we do have people listening in on the various platforms. Let's go into Peacebrook, because I think that makes it, you keep bringing it up, so people may or may not know, and I know the people on Zoom know, but for those that are on the other platforms, what is Peacebrook? Why are you so? Why are you pushing Peacebrook the way you are? And what difference will Peacebrook make? And go ahead.
Peacebrook, the existing story of the West Side is depressing and traumatizing. It's a story of abuse and violence. And Peacebrook is a new story of people coming together and helping each other. And it's a brand like Nike. So when people do some holding event, regardless of whose event it is, if it builds the community, then it's a Peacebrook event. So it's a framework in which we can continuously build community because Peacebrook um, has grassroots democratic decision making, and anyone can declare a Peacebrook council. So Diana, if you wanted to have a Peacebrook council or Peacebrook council devoted to Belmont Cragen, that's great. And the idea is whoever is present at this would make the decision. And if somebody wasn't present, they could attend the next one and voice their opinion, and a decision could be made. It's up to the people who are present. And the idea is the Peacebrook Belmont Cragen could get support from the other Peacebrook councils so that we're building pieces that connect to each other and strengthen the whole. That's it in a nutshell.
Okay. So anybody have any questions regarding Peacebrook or the Peacebrook councils?
Why do you think people should join?
Yeah. Well, what's the motivation?
What would be the
joining?
motivation between people wanting to join, behind people wanting to get involved?
Barry?
Because the more people who join, the stronger the community voices, and the more the new story of the West Side gets reinforced. And that's the story that can inspire young people. And we need that kind of spirit of people coming together, helping each other as a way to solve these problems. And then as people come together, as the flow of energy of people helping each other grows, the problems will dissipate. And no matter what the problem is, it could be an educational problem, a safety problem, an environmental problem, you name it. It's all part of what makes it different. And this way we have a structure for that we can have decisions of one council support the decisions of another council.
But the key behind the councils
to be more connected to Austin through this device.
But the key behind the council. But the key behind the council is to have someone supporting it or leading it, right?
No, it's up to the council. Any way a particular council wants to run itself, it's up to them.
Give me an example.
Well, the environmental council. Right now, the people I've been talking to are Tiny and Arnold Beard, and one person from, I mentioned it to 4 or 5 people from Oak Park, and one is going to be on the next time exchange meeting, which is a week from this coming Friday. And, you know, he knows a great deal about environmental stuff, but doesn't know people on the west side. So this would be a way that we can begin to connect environmental ethics in Oak Park to environmental ethics on the west side. And it's a way that Arnold's anti-littering beautification program could be connected to the environmental stuff. Because essentially Arnold's getting rid of the garbage. And that's what sustainability is, reducing the amount of garbage and waste.
So in essence,
it's a way, it becomes like Legos, there are things connected to each other. But Legos are very mechanical. Seabrook is organic. And in essence, it's a story over. It's a story we tell each other, that we can tell our kids. That's inspiring. It gives hope.
so anybody can be peaceful.
Yeah, we can have Peacebrook Southside, Peacebrook, and I've spoken to you. I've been working with Dale Kane, who has Advocates for Wellness, I think is her organization. And how do you how do you something gardens on the south side, 150th Street or 115th Street?
Argyle Gardens.
Yeah, so Dale is going to connect me to
Argyle Gardens. Yeah.
And we're talking, and what Dale is really into is nutritional eating. So Dale and DeAndre would be a match. So we can create a Peacebrook nutritional council.
I have a couple of questions very interesting things.
Sure.
Yeah. Do you know I supported Peacebrook in the beginning, before the time it came? How long has Peacebrook been around?
Since May 1st, 21. That's the date of which we launched.
And how long has time exchange been on? Because time exchange is, how does time exchange relate to Peacebrook?
Time exchange is currency that we can, that Peacebrook would run on. Time exchange is people helping each other.
Is this time exchange our meeting place as well, where we have conversations?
Yes. Time exchange is coalition.
And how long has that been around?
Oh, I don't know. I think we've had 42 meetings.
I'm sorry?
I think we've had 42 meetings.
Oh.
Okay. So going back to Peacebrook, what projects has Peacebrook completed or projects?
We had a launch on May 1st. We're at the corner of Mayfield and Potomac. We had a neighborhood gathering. And that's the very same corner that is the Greenfield violence. Before, right before May 1st and immediately after. And we also
what's the situation on Mayfield now? Has it changed? Is it the same?
No, we still have the severe problem. And we're trying to, we're working with people, and that's the Peacebrook Safety Council. And the Peacebrook Safety Council.
You hear me?
Has a number of
No volume?
That's the first council that we created. And the Environmental Council hasn't met yet. And that's the one that we're just trying to start.
Weird.
Okay, thank you.
I'm gonna kind of piggyback off Diana a little bit. Just, I mean, obviously we did the May 1st event, but beyond that, it's just like, are we just meeting to be meeting? And I think a lot of us, we do a lot of work in the community, but we also do a lot of meetings. And a lot of people would say they're just tired of meeting to meet. So it's almost like, well, what's going to be the outcome? And you like, because you are ultimately the creator of Peacebrook, but you're giving everybody that comes into the fold license.
Co-founder,
But you okay, you
co-founder with the,
but once people come into the fold, they're given license to take things the way they want to take them, and more often than not, people need direction. You gotta be able to say, well, this is what we're trying to accomplish with this amount of time. We need these amount of people, and I think that's where not even the confusion, but it's like, well, what are we doing here? Are we meeting to meet? What are we trying to do? Because I don't I get the idea, but the vision ain't there for me. Yeah, yep. Go ahead.
so, the safety council
Man,
has been meeting
what's this
and
TV?
trying to figure out,
Don't the color look like it's gone?
follow, um, to proceed, because what we're after is getting safety. And, we're, that's gonna come up on the coming, meeting, this coming Friday, the
All right,
17th.
baby.
And, one topic, let's see, uh, one topic is supporting, children and families, because that's what came out of the last meeting, that we need to support
You hear
children and
me?
families, and we've talked
Can y'all
about
hear me?
various ways to do that. And
Can
so
y'all
that's
hear me?
been second thing that's happening is I encourage people to team up with one, two, three others and do stuff between meetings. I don't think it's the job of the whole of council to have to reach a common decision, because people are going to do their different things between meetings. And the idea of and what we're doing in the meetings, as I personally see it, is to build relationships, connections, and coordination.
But yeah, see, I still don't see that as viable answer. Only because this thing's been going since May, and only one event has, and several meetings have happened. It's still no action. There's still nothing happening.
Well, DeAndre, it may be for you and it may not be for you. I thought you were part of the team, the core team that was part of figuring out how to, in reality, create Peacebrook. One of the things that I see is if we only launched it on May 1st, and if you Google it, story of Peacebrook, it comes up right away. I think it's the second or third item.
Well, you know my thoughts about it, right? And you're right about that. It is there. But I said back when we was doing the 40 blocks that, well, if this is a branding piece, I said we take the story of Peacebrook, those pictures that we were taking outside of the event, the video. I said let's turn it into a book, and let's also turn the Peacebrook how you call it, icon, whatever the thing is. I can't think of the name, but and we utilize that, the logo. That's what I'm trying to say. Thank you. The logo, and we put that on the homes in the 40 blocks so that people can go through and start asking questions like, oh, what is Peacebrook, right? And when I said that, when I proposed us doing something like that, you told me to do it. You didn't say like, all right, let's jump together and try to work it out. Because Nah, but I don't.
Well, if you guys wanna do this, I'm willing to use my resources to put it together.
There you go. That's how it works. And if you want to be a leader in getting it to work, I'll support you. The maker will support you. And
Nah, but I'm not. But listen, I'm not a lead. I'm not. I can't lead anything though. Not with everything that I have going on. And I thought I've always made that clear about the time that I have. So I can't take on any initiatives. What I can do, like Tamika said, is support. I could give good ideas and support, and we could find people that might think these are good ideas and bring them into the fold. Because technically, that's what you should be doing. Looking for coming up with ideas, looking for people that could fit the pieces.
right. And that's what you're good at. You connect with a lot of people. So as you have a good idea, propose it to some of the people that you can think of and see whether they'd be willing to join Tamika and I, who would support them. But somebody got to lead it.
See, this
Can I
is.
ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
At this point, if we say right here, right now, that we're gonna do a book or a magazine or whatever, right? What do we need? We need someone to write it, or is that what we're looking for?
No. So my idea then when we did the May 1st event is we literally just take everything and flip it up. So we could have went on Fiverr. We could have went on Fiverr. We could have just turned the pictures over to that person and had them turn into graphic images. Hell, you probably could do that. I think you may be savvy enough to do that. I don't know, the basis of your education, but we right. There you go. Right. So we take those.
It's already done. It's on the website. It's online.
So we took the pictures and we turned them into.
Look up, go to Google, bring up Facebook.
Yeah, that's the easy part.
Right. That's one.
That's the easy part, right? That's the easy part's done.
So when you say write the story, are we writing it to who is our target audience? That's the type of stuff that I would need to know. It's gonna help you guys. Like, I can write the story. I have a daughter with a 4.0 GPA who I have who would support
salute
me.
that.
She could do the writing if I asked her.
Salute that. Well, the story itself is written though. The story is written. It's essentially we was gonna use the story that Barry came up with to describe Peacebrook. And my idea of it was essentially would be like a children's book, so to speak. So as we had Taylor who was out there drumming the story of Peacebrook, in my mind, what we would have been doing is the pages would have been filled with musical notes that would have been going from page to page, describing the story as he's drumming it. So basically, those pictures that we took that day would correlate to the different. Because, for instance, Barry mentioned me in it. He mentioned Steve. He mentioned some other people who were out there that day. We're talking about like the town hall. So that's an easy picture to add. So in my mind, it's this really colorful, almost like a children's book that's telling you the story of Peacebrook through that May 1st event that we had, utilizing all the characters that were already there because they're pretty much in the story. So that's what I visualized.
Oh, so
I can make that a reality.
simple and clear. Yeah, that's simple and clear. Take the story of Peacebrook and turn it into a children's narrative.
Right, I told you that. I told you that in May though. All right, so we. All right, so we definitely all right. Well, Tamika, you Peacebrook, the story of Peacebrook, the whole event and everything is on the website. So like Barry said, if you put Peacebrook in and Google whatnot, you will be able to find it. And whatever help you might need from me, you know what I'm saying, just let me know. But ultimately that's how I envisioned it. Children's book, turning that event, how he was drumming it, into the story of Peacebrook. That way, when we're out, we're not just talking about the story of Peacebrook. We are actually showing them, number one, this was an event that we did on the trouble block because we was trying to bring peace to the block. And now you have a visual representation of this story that not everybody can get behind, because it ain't like it's gonna be that hard of a read. It looks like a children's book. You know what I'm saying? Whole time, if we had the book, we could have been passing that thing out for Christmas. We could have been celebrating the story. And then the other piece, like I said, was the logo piece. We get the logo, we go through the 40 blocks like we were already doing, and we say, hey, we want y'all to be a part of the story of Peacebrook. What's that? We break it down. All we need y'all to do is put this in y'all window, represent the story, so when individuals come past, they know that they in the story of Peacebrook. Boom. If we had did those two things by now, I would have said we would have been doing something. I said this in June. We haven't moved. But like I said, I wasn't going to take point in none of this because I don't have the time.
That's a great idea, DeAndre. And we already have the logo.
Right, but these are stuff we talked about already, though. We should have been doing it already.
All we need is a few words to turn the logo into a window post. 8.5 by 11 window post.
Right.
Let me say something.
Actually make this a reality. The only thing that I ask is that we have a meeting to finalize this. Tell me exactly what your expectations are so that I can make it happen, Captain. That's all I can say. It's like I understand what you're saying.
On point.
Great. Yeah. So let's, DeAndre, I'm available to do that. DeAndre, are you available to meet with Tamika?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So, you want to take a time now?
So you
do that, especially if we're going to do this by the holiday.
well, let me jump in here a little bit. Let me jump in because
Okay.
you guys are coming up with some good ideas, good strategies, good marketing approaches. But one thing that I know, because I talk to a lot of people every day of the week, people are feeling isolated. People are beginning to become more afraid because they don't feel that they have anyone out there to support them. And when people become isolated, then things start to collapse. And I spoke of this earlier about a shooting on Austin. I got a call that night. I got a call the next morning. I got a call from the law enforcement officer, and those calls were not enough. Everybody on that block should have been talking to each other, saying, "What are we gonna do? How are we gonna make this not happen again?" But everybody's feeling isolated, and we can't have that. But I do like what DeAndre's saying. How do you bring people together? You got the sign. You're a part of something. This is what we do by being a part of this, so people don't feel isolated and afraid. And this is the start. But you got to keep in mind what's really happening out here. People are really afraid and feel isolated when things happen.
So, Steve, you're saying in essence, you're supporting what we're talking about. Am I hearing you
Well,
right?
yeah, I mean, it's a great idea. I mean, it's a good way to get people incorporated with each other. That's what we need.
Wow. So that's 4 of us right there. Steve, DeAndre, me,
Because
Tamika.
because
And
right
I know there was anybody
right
else.
about now, everybody
Chad,
everybody that
Katie.
that had this situation happen on that block, they should be on the phone. They should be on this Zoom. They should be saying what, when, why, and how. What do we need to do? How are we going to do it? And so forth and so on. But
So Steve, would you be willing to drop the window flyers off to people?
all we got to do is
On
give them to
that
the leaders.
1,400 block of Austin?
Yeah, that's not a problem. That's not a problem at all. That's only 28 homes and 28 apartment buildings.
So they were carrying it much further.
Hello.
then we're taking it right to the block where there's been, terrible isolation. Along with, it would be great if we could hand them the window poster, 8.5 by 11, and the children's story of Peaceboro, so they understand what the poster is about.
That's another good thing that DeAndre brought up about the children. I think when you do tell a story to a child, it slowly matriculates and changes their mind, And I think that's one of the great things that we could do. Start with kids to let them know that they are a part of their community. They have a voice. They have something at stake.
They're crucial.
It's just hard for me we don't see a lot of kids, as like we used to. But they're there. There's still children in the community. We know that for sure. We just got to
get. Because there are 2 schools.
Yeah, we just got. Yeah, there you go. We go straight to the schools. That's another.
And maybe we could give it out through the schools.
Absolutely. Because right now, again, what I know, people are starting to feel isolated, and when people feel isolated, I've seen this time and time again. People want help when they want it, but they ain't gonna help a goddamn person when they need it. But as soon as they feel isolated, that's it, because they don't want help, they don't want to help anybody, they don't want anything. And this is where we're going. We're starting to see that.
That's a dangerous situation.
I know.
Like no man's land.
And that's what we don't want. That's why we really need to build. We really need to build the community part of 40 blocks, Peacebrook, Austin, Northwest Austin, all the above, because like DeAndre said, everybody want to meet, but ain't nobody, beating the streets. Ain't nobody. Oh, that's another thing. I don't see nobody hitting these streets. Nobody. We know what happens when something goes on. If their first thing they call Steve, you know about this? Have you been over there? I mean, what you want me to do? You want to go? We can reach out. I don't have to walk the streets no more. I already walked. I guarantee. I told somebody the other day. I know at least 1,500 people in Austin, and that number is pretty much probably right. That's probably a good sound number. And when I say I know them, they know me.
Can you move your iPad so I can see your face better?
My iPad? Oh, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
You need my phone. I'm
No, move it to your left. So I can, because the mic,
the mic's, yeah, the mic, I just got it. The mic, maybe you need to tune my mic a little more, because right there I can't.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, but the mic's not being picked up.
Hello.
It's not being picked up.
Is the mic working now?
Can you hear me better on the mic? Now there it is. That's a little bit better because I can hear it on the speaker. But I mean, 1,500 people probably in contact with, I don't know, 50 people, 100 people over a month. Easy, That's just conversation. It's just I just don't get it, I don't get how we can't build from what we have and stop having this total isolation. And what's amazing to me is, again, this is Austin Boulevard. Where's the support from the Old Park side? Are they not afraid that these bullets are going to shoot across the street?
It's funny. A lot of conversations been coming up about white people and the help that they try to provide to the black community. That's actually a larger conversation that I probably want to get into, not today, because we don't have that much time. But I thought about this in the fact that people are, because I see, like, we got to activate Austin page. We have other pages in which people are saying, where are these white people coming from? Why are they steadily coming into our community from Oak Park talking about they want to help, right? Like their ideas, their plans, their initiatives don't work over in Oak Park, but they want to come into the Black community because they see opportunity to help us. And I look at that and I'm just like, I don't blame them. I don't fucking blame white people for coming over here trying to help us. Because you know who ain't trying to help us? Us. We ain't trying to do nothing for ourselves, man. We live such in a culture of dependency that we have to have somebody else that probably is a different hue come offer us something that we think that a person that look like us can't offer. Too often, it's a person that look like me that'll try to whoop me upside my head, or even try to prevent me from excelling and be all that I can be. Because again, this whole crab in the barrel mentality, or whatever the case may be. So
Right.
then you only left with another person outside the community to do it, and in some respects, you feel as if those people are more trusted than the people that you look like. And I just find that to be incredibly sad that that's the state of affairs where we look at people that's trying to help us seriously. They have well intentions to help us, and we be like, nah, they trying to come and feed off the community in some way.
But you know what it is? It's that knight in shining armor syndrome. Everybody wants somebody else to help them, but they don't want to help themselves.
Yeah.
And if you really look at it, we got so many organizations in Austin, Black run, Black, orchestrated, whatever you want to call it. Why aren't they doing more? Why aren't they more prevalent? I tend to call those people, not so much knight in shining armor. They're just castles, just sitting there.
Yeah.
They're just castles.
Is Miss Jacob? I saw you was on the Zoom. Miss Jacob, you still out there? Miss Jacobs? I see you off mute.
Hello?
Oh yeah, what's Miss Jacobs? I think you need to get in on this because there's something that you could speak to in terms of some of these larger organizations that are in the community, but you're the one that's doing all the heavy lifting.
Yes. I don't know where I was sitting in, but I'm just on the ground, just trying to, work in the community and even in the community and out of the community. But how I can fill in is I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the other side of it also. From the bottom side up, from the ground, from the bottom up, we don't have enough people that care about themselves to help support themselves. We just got the few, the brave, and not so many. And that's always seems to be the case. If I look around, I said I probably know 1,500 people in Austin, and 1,500 probably know me, and only 10% of those people, 150, are the boots on the ground, activated people. Why are we holding the ground for another what? 1,350 people? In my realm, that's just 1,350 people in my realm.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? We need more people to support themselves and others, and it's just crazy when you think about it. Again,
The key is asking people whom we're helping to pay it forward and help someone else. And even if we get 10% of the people we help to help someone else, then we're making progress.
Yeah, well, go ahead. What? Somebody? Who was that? Somebody?
Yeah, I was just reading some of the comments. So we starting at the top. It says, as a mixed person who's experienced racism and every other kind of ism from somebody who thought they knew what I was, I'm kind of confused. I was raised Baptist in California. I grew up learning how to be a man from people like MLK, JFK, and Malcolm X. As somebody who had to mark other please explain what doing good has to do with color. And because when I saved a woman from getting beat on the L, there were white, brown, and every other shade on Sunday believers sitting by. And I think so. Taking race out of it, like everybody says, aspire to do good, right? Like and be better for the betterment of humanity. Period. I was just, especially me, was thinking about how in Facebook groups and things like that, as it relates to Austin, there are black people that are upset at white.
So that's why it's more cultural than it's not based totally on, you know, race. It's more on culture.
Hmm. Anybody else have any perspective on that? You can say it's based more on
The culture.
culture rather than race.
Right. I do want to reiterate because Alexandria says she didn't hear my comment. So what I was saying earlier was it was in these Facebook groups and things like that. I see a lot of black people are upset that there are white people from Oak Park coming to help us, and in their eyes, they're like, why we could do for ourselves and why aren't we stepping up? And I'm just saying, I just think that's a terrible way to look at it because I'm more or less, I see my community and I say, I don't think we're doing enough to help one another the way we should. Steve spoke about the large organizations out here. And typically it's the smaller organizations like a Northwest Austin Council or Get to Work that are really the ones that are helping the community. And so when I see a lot of people that are giving pushback to the people that are trying to help from other parts of the city, I'm like, man, well, we got to start looking inward. That's why I said that personal responsibility, self accountability piece comes into play. Like, what are we doing, literally? Like, let's really take stock of what we're doing in our community for our community. And if we feel like we're doing enough, then that's a-okay. But if we can honestly tell ourselves that we're not, Facebook group name. The Facebook group is called Activate Austin. If we can honestly tell ourselves, and trust me, you go on there, you'll definitely see what I'm talking about. It's a lot of that type of conversation. And they talking about how, white people are study coming over to help. And I'm like, okay, listen,
All hands on deck.
in my heart of hearts, I'm a businessman, and where I recognize our community is full of opportunity. So if we're not the ones to cultivate that opportunity, then somebody else is going to see it and do it for us. And I'm okay with that because I believe in business. You know what I mean? I like, hey, this is what it is. This is what it is. You're going to either move or get moved.
So real quick, Ella Houston, are you there? Ella Houston, you're not muted, so if you can jump in, jump in.
She said, I keep trying, but no one can hear me.
You're not muted, so
Maybe she can call in again, disconnect and reconnect.
yeah. Dial in one more time and try to come back in, Ella.
Or she can call using a separate device.
Yeah, you can call. One tap or tap in.
Yeah, but I do think this is a conversation that needs to be opened up on. In fact, if I can, I'll try to reach out to some of those individuals that feel that way, and maybe we could get a real conversation going. Oh, the group is called Activate Austin. I'm gonna put it in the comments for you. In fact, I might be able to find.
I think that's a really good point that you're raising. That's a very important point that you're raising. And it seems to me that the powerful have been dividing us in every which way. And the more divided we are, the weaker we are. And they're frightening us. And the result is what is happening on 1400 block of North Austin, where people are isolated.
Yeah, but see, go ahead.
Hi, Ella here.
All right, we got
Can you hear me?
Absolutely, go for it, Ella.
Okay, I have 2 points on this discussion. Number one, how many people, Black people, do you know actually have the resources, the contacts with people, financial, that can actually come into Austin community and help each other? There's not many of us out there, and the few that are out there are overtaxed with trying to help. So yeah, I don't have a problem with outside help, being the black, white, green, or purple.
Yeah, you hear me?
Resources, and you can teach me how to get these resources where we can be self-sufficient. I don't have a problem with that. I can accept help from anybody as long as it's positive. And number two, I feel you, DeAndre, when you're saying that, if Black people don't want to help each other. Yeah, I know that. I see that every day.
Mm-hmm.
But is that a solution? Do we intend to continually let this attitude, Blacks not helping Black, continue? No, we do the best we can. And yes, if God on those part can help me, and I'm in God's strength, because we were, as African Americans, we were never trained to have skills. All we were trained to do is either government job, cleaning job, or no job.
Yeah.
So, it's a long process, and we have to learn to take care of ourselves better. We had it once upon a time, and we lost it. So now we have to try to get it back. And if to accept help from someone else, that's not unusual. During the slave trade, we accepted help from white Puritan people who help us with the Underground Railroad. We all need help somewhere along the line.
Yeah, we do.
That's all I want to say.
No, you absolutely. I do, but so the problem is still this idea of individualism, right? We are not in a position where we could continue to be individuals. We have to come to the table as collectives. Period. We have enough. There's enough everything right here in this community where if we decided to come together as a collective, we could make it happen. The problem is you continue to have people that think they can do it on their own, and then when they falter, they blame it on individuals by saying like, and I'm trying to think of one group, but not trying to single them out. But they'll say you'll try to partner with them, and they'll say no, we don't partner with everybody else. But then they will say, we can't make any headway in the community. And you can't make any headway because you don't want to partner with people in the community that you're trying to represent. That don't even make sense. Right. There's definitely a group like that. I'm not gonna single them out. And I know about some other things that's going on in the community where individuals has tried to partner with other organizations in the community to say, hey, if we come together, we can make some things happen on a larger, grander scale. And again, they were turned down. So the problem isn't that there aren't enough resources. It's that these individuals want to remain just that. I think what's happening is like we've become increasingly enamored with a celebrity-like lifestyle. From everything is celebritized nowadays. So it's like you start to put these people on a pedestal. And sometimes putting people on a pedestal ain't the best way to do it. Because these people don't be ready for that, man. The ego is a hell of a drug. You start to swallow your own, you start to get you start to get full on yourself, man. Man, look.
Well, everybody want to be the head rooster in the hen house.
Right. Right.
And most of these organizations, they're not sincere. It's all about greed stuff. It's all about money. They put on a good show, but when it's time for them to put them up or shut them up, they alienate. They try to keep others from getting what they got. And I know exactly which organizations they are, because I talk to Steve all the time about this organization. Because I see absolutely nothing they're doing with getting government money. So,
you know what?
It's sad, but we have to realize there's unsincere people out there who are willing to take advantage of their own. Let me just say this.
Let me just say
so
this.
What do we do with them? We ignore them. We treat them like they treat us and go head on. We don't let them hold us back. They don't have that kind of power.
That's right.
They want to. They don't have it. I'm not going to allow nobody that much power over this body other than me.
You know what, Ellen? I'm glad you brought that up. Because I was just sitting there thinking, I'm like, I know for sure I can call 10 block leaders, and those 10 block leaders will give me a minimum of 5 people to support an initiative. I know that for sure. Now that's 50 people, right? Just like that. I know these 10 block leaders are well capable of getting 5 people on the spur, But is 50 people enough?
No, 100. That we already talked about that. We need 100 people for 1 hour so we can create. We need Because what has to happen, what does not happen in our community? Number one, things move way too slow. Things move way too slow in the community. Period. What we need to do is we gotta tell people this is what we gonna do. This is the day we gonna get it done, and just do it. Because when we start to have that type of momentum, that type of action, people gonna get excited, and more people gonna join. Cause they doing something. Everybody want to be a part of the in crowd that's doing something. Right. To the point we gotta that's why I said that's why I'm getting so excited about the whole Peachbrook situation, because I talked about what we should have been doing in May. But I wasn't, and I said then I wasn't gonna lead it, but I was gonna add. You feel me? And now, like we've talked at several shows, we got this 100. We need to come up with 100 people, 100-hour plan of action, something that we can execute to get people excited about. I don't know what that particular project should be, but we got to do it because people will be excited about something. That's the only way.
Well, I think the project should be just.
We usually do something like that is you know what the project is beforehand.
Right.
And then you recruit 100 people.
The project is the project is being a part of something where when you feel isolated, you got people that's going to support you. And what does that support look like?
Community improvement sleeper cells. I'm going to have to hear a little bit about this one. That sound community improvement sleeper cells. 100 streets, 100 people, 1 hour per person. I will say this too. Speaking to what Barry was saying, our community is unconventional. If we keep thinking that conventional means we'll reach people, it won't always be as cut and dry as, oh, come up with an idea, recruit 100 people to do it. Like, we got to stop thinking that tried and true tested measures will always work in a community that's full of chaos like this one is. We got to think outside the box sometimes.
We got to make calls. We got to go door to door. We got to send letters. We got to ask. We got to talk. We got to communicate. We got to change numbers. All of these things have to happen.
Relentless engagement is what it's called. Our community needs relentless engagement in various ways, and we got to reach them where they at. Just like this show. This show got three different viewing stations. When we first set this up, I kept saying and stressing that we needed all three. Barry kept telling me, why not just have Zoom only? I'm singling you out, Barry, because you told me only do Zoom. And I said, if we do that, we going to limit our reach, though. Because you got young people, that's the younger people that's on the Zoom. I mean, that's on the YouTube and the Facebook. And then you got the older crowd on the Zoom. But that's because they became more used to that during the pandemic. And what I'm saying is, if I would have stopped putting it on here, we wouldn't have Alexandria watching the show saying she want to help with grants. We wouldn't have, you know what I mean? Like, people wouldn't really be tuned in like that. So I'm saying, like, we can't be thinking about conventional methods when it's an unconventional community we looking at.
Yeah, we do. We really do. I mean, tell you, but the key is the communication. If we can get on a block where at least 5 people communicate, we're ahead of the game. Trust me.
They say we need a Discord. They say we need a Discord and a Twitch. we gotta play some video games. I've been trying to get them on Call of Duty.
You might need all of that. That's
I'm trying to listen. I told y'all before, Call of Duty. We gotta look. We want to start reaching people. We gotta get out the box. We gotta get out the box.
We gotta do whatever it takes to get it to the next level. That's all I'm saying. Because I refuse to see people feel isolated, man. When I know everybody out here got situations, and as soon as their situation jumps off, first thing they do, they say, "Where would nobody help me?" No, don't feel isolated. And definitely don't turn your back on trying to help. Everybody can help. It may not be, we don't need you to do everything every day. We don't need you to do everything every week. We don't need you to do everything every month. But at least once a month, support something that's going to support where you're at.
Mm-hmm. Got to.
At least once a month.
We got to figure out how to get these people willing to get a time, to something that they believe in. To give their time. Give their time.
Support where you're at. Well, where you stand, at least stand for something. Do something for where you stand and don't wait for anybody. I mean, there are too many groups out here that are willing to bring you in to help support you if you're willing to support the big picture. And, I get it. A lot of people, I don't have the time. Once a month? I mean, for me, there are a few people I haven't talked to in almost 5 months now. And I used to talk to them every day or twice a week. Those are the individuals for me. It's like, where are you now?
And Facebiter said, if I had your network, I wouldn't be waiting. Yeah. She challenging you. That's a challenge, man. Yeah. Like, what's up? What y'all doing?
Yeah.
Straight up, what y'all boys doing?
Drop one, game one.
Real.
It's all good too. But you still have to, everything's got to be organized. You just can't have people willy-nilly, you got to be organized. And again, I think what's being said is, you said going into the next year, you want to see 100 people collaborating on one big initiative, or maybe a small initiative. Maybe it's a small initiative. And I think we just need to touch down on what that should be. What do you say?
Say I watch things like making a whole meal.
That big initiative be the creation of Facebook in 2022.
And
I thought Facebook was already created.
And what are they going to do for those 100 hours?
That is a good point, DeAndre. Expand it so that people on the 1400 block know what Facebook is. They want part of it.
And how is that going to make them feel less isolated?
What did you say?
And how is that going to make them feel less isolated?
Because they're part of Facebook.
And okay, so I feel isolated, and I say I'm part of Peacebook. And what do I do with this tool?
People or
Are you breaking up?
Breaking up, Beard. Something's going on with your mic.
And what?
Something's going on with your mic. You were breaking up.
Yeah, listen.
I said you're breaking up. You're breaking up. I said you're breaking up. Yeah, go ahead, continue.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, that's much better.
Let me put it different. It on. So, what I was saying was that the big project would be Peacebrook and inviting people to participate in one of the councils. So, for example, inviting people on the 1400 block to be part of the Peacebrook Safety Council.
And in the Safety Council, they will.
Yeah.
What were they doing? What were they doing in the Safety Council? Does everybody else hear me?
Yo, everybody else, can we hear? Oh, let me see. Whoa, whoa. Came in loud. Came in hot and loud.
We got you. All I was saying is the only thing about introducing Peacebook Initiative, you have to have the steps because this is a little bit different from having something already in place, and it could be something in place where people can attach to, but it's almost like telling someone create something and make your own attachments.
Or the Pittsburgh Safety Council is real. And people can represent their block.
What you have to do, Barry, you also have to tell people the tools that are effective that work towards the situation that they're most likely going to be involved with. You got to tell them what those tools are, because if you don't tell them what the tools are, then they're going to be like, well, what am I doing with this? Like if you're going to tell them to be a part of this Peaceful Safety Council, you have to tell them that, you know what, if you don't have anybody there to support you, to go door to door to build some kind of a, neighborhood watch, or a block club, or I don't care if you want to call it a friend and a neighbor, do that. But you need to know who's watching who and who's there to support each other. And believe me, when you get a lot of those people that do that, all that other bullshit disappears. That's just the real deal with it. And if it doesn't,
Are you suggesting a Peacebrook, what's it called, block watch? What do they call those things?
Neighborhood watch.
Oh, yeah. Block, Peacebrook block watch.
Right. Whatever. But you got to have a solution because people are going to still feel isolated if they don't see what works. You could tell somebody, here's a screwdriver, but you got a plumbing problem. What am I gonna do with the screwdriver when my pipes busted? It could work. Stick the screwdriver in the hole. But you gotta have that's the thing, and that's why I'm saying you have to be able to give somebody something when they're isolated, when they feel isolated. You gotta have something that's gonna be tangible to what they need. That's Barry. Yeah. Barry, because it's coming in here the same way. Barry, is something with your devices.
I don't know if it's that or if it's the internet.
No, it's on his end.
Nah, Chad's speaking right now, and I don't hear him at all.
I can hear you. I go to make it informed.
Internet.
On what you're doing.
It just dropped them off.
Sorry, guys. Go ahead. We internet stuff.
No, yeah, we can hear you guys fairly well. I can hear Barry and the others.
You can. Yeah, Chad's starting to drop like that also.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys are having a little bit of a
Oh man,
that's wild because let me see what I'm on. Yeah, it could be because I'm picking it up a little different there. This one now we just totally dropped. And I'm back.
oh man, come on,
It's different too. The whole screen is super big.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Drop like a hot potato.
Come on, man. All right, let's see. Yo. Oh.
Let me get them back. What happened?
Yeah, no, it dropped. It might connect. Let's see.
Yeah, you're not on this anymore.
Yeah, this on.
That one on?
Yeah.
We got to put them on backups.
Let's see.
The hotspot.
Well, we about to get ready to wrap in a bit anyway. We got like, yeah. Yo, can you all hear us? Yo, we back in yet, guys? Yo, we back in?
Yeah.
Can y'all
I
hear?
can hear you a lot better now, yeah.
All right, cool. Sorry about that. What were you gonna say, Chad? It's yeah. Go ahead.
No, Barry was asking me if I had any thoughts to put in on it. I was saying I don't understand enough of what you guys are working on and have worked on to be able to give them feedback on it. So yeah, I don't feel like I should weigh in on which of these projects is valuable because they're all valuable, right? As long as they're done with compassion, they're valuable. I'm not sure who's on the phone with the 7 number, but really good points making it actionable too, right? So start with compassion, which you all seem to be doing, but then try to make what you're doing actionable and create action from it. And don't worry if you don't know exactly what you're doing the first time. I mean, that's just my advice, right? You guys have done a lot more of this than I have, but this is just my feedback.
Yeah. Let's just.
Hello. What are you saying? Who's on the phone?
We got
Hey, Cora, how you doing?
you tap right in at the end.
Go ahead, Cora. What you got to say? Your phone is dropping, Cora. You on the landline. We can't hear you. Go ahead. Cora. Yes. Okay, so yeah, you got to speak like that. You got to speak because we're losing you. Go ahead.
Okay, I agree with everything. I hope that the first of the year, we can get 100 people, 100 blocks, 100 streets, whatever we can do to get going.
Okay, I hear you. So Quora was saying she's hoping in the new year we can get this 100-person, 100-hour plan off the ground. Whatever it is, she hopes that we can really get it off the ground. And I agree with Chad. Whatever it has to be, it has to be an actionable thing. We have to give people purpose and direction. We have to motivate these people and activate them. We got to give. It can't be just, you know. Personally, like I just think that you can't get people and then just say, all right, do what you will. We gotta do something more than that. So if we're gonna, so for example, Bear, if we're gonna devote 100 hours to Peacebrook, it got to be more concrete than just creating a council and then letting people do as they're gonna do. Because I don't think that's gonna be that's helpful to the individuals that's gonna be involved.
Well, you're absolutely right. And I think that being excited about doing something and starting the new year off right is a motivation of being excited is going to do it.
Yeah, we got it has to be. So well we gonna wrap in a bit.
When I clarify one thing,
Yeah.
when I said Peacebrook is the big project, what I that we take would be labeled Peacebrook. Peacebrook is the council, is the brand. So the particular action we take, whether it's a gathering on a street corner or whatever the action is, we just label it Peacebrook.
So basically, you're just saying whatever we involved in, we just call it Peacebrook. Then that's what you want us to do more of in the new year.
Throughout the consistency, so that we create the brand. We can't do it some of the time. So if Naomi's going to come on, it would be furthering Peacebrook or connecting to Peacebrook in some way.
Oh yeah, no, I can't. I can't see that being. I just personally, that ain't something like if somebody was to present that to me, I'd be like, what? What are you talking about?
I got something.
I'm just saying.
This is what I got. This is what I got. You can call it Peacebrook, piece of this, piece of that, whatever. What we need to do going into the new year, out of the 40 blocks, the 25 leaders, the 10 that I probably can get to make something happen, we need to solidify that those individuals can get at least 5 people on their blocks and share their phone numbers. If you can get people to learn to share their phone numbers, you got a line of communication. Hopefully they're straight out on the block. Because when things happen on the block, people need to be talking. People need to, each block needs eyes and ears. And they need to feel good about the eyes and ears that's next to them or across the street from them. So that's the motivation. Then you build from there.
Yeah, and all I'm saying to that, I say that's great, and that's Peacebrook.
Yeah, right.
It's just attaching the label Peacebrook.
Right, but you can't, it's like saying I got a Snicker bar, but there's no Snicker candy inside the wrapper. You can't give the wrapper first. You got to give candy first.
No. But the candy is that people with assigned phone numbers.
Right. There you go.
The candy.
There you go.
But the wrapper is said Peacebrook.
There you go. And this is what we're going to do, because once we can establish those communication lines within a block, then we can tie those with the other blocks, and then we can tie them with NAC, then we can tie them with Peacebrook message, and then we can tie them with the other groups that's on the other end of Austin and the west side and what have you, because this is where we fail. I'm telling you, when people feel isolated, you get those blocks where you got people that feel isolated because something happened. Then now we're fighting to try to build. We're really fighting to try to build. It used to be a time you could get a block that had an incident, and it would be easy to go on that block and say, everybody want to come together now, as if they need the support. Nope, that's not what happens now. People shrivel up and go into their own little silos now. So that's one of the things I would like to promote. It may not be the only thing. It may be something else. Maybe we go with the best, what do you say? The highest voted on initiative. But we got the bodies, man. Trust me. We got the bodies.
It seems to me that what we're saying is get the 5 phone numbers for everybody. Within the 40 block area. What we call it Peacebrook. Because that will support Tiny. Becomes part of that from Oak Park. So all these different topics are building the new story of the West Side. Otherwise, it's stuck.
tell you a little secret, Barry. The story and the topics don't mean nothing unless they're real.
Anything here and a tiny thing there, but there's no coherence.
Yeah, but we gotta tell real stories. It can't be fairy tales, you know. We gotta tell a real story, and that's what's gonna make it build. Because, like I said, we have the people, we have the bodies. We just need to implement it so that we can get the juice out of it. That's what we need. We need the juice. I mean, it's just every week, every week.
Steve, I didn't hear you.
I said that we really have to get the juice out of it. So we really want to support those initiatives that are real. You know, we don't want to have a fairy tale story. We want to have a real story. And
it got to be actionable. It got to be, people have to be moving. That's the only way anybody, personally, that's the reason I'm not buying into Peacebrook, because we ain't did nothing. We got to do something. So the thing, I'm going to get behind Peacebrook and promote it more. When we get the coloring book out and we get the logo out, I will beat the street passing those out and handing those out to people in the 40 blocks. And until then, I ain't doing nothing about it, because we ain't doing nothing.
It's going to have a go-to number on there for the go-to.
Whatever the case may be, but until I see some real action, I can't do nothing, because all we've been doing is talking since May. I don't want to talk about nothing no more. I'm like everybody else that join these meetings. I want to see action, right? Like, I want to be a part of something that's actually moving, that's going to improve our community, and not just talk about improving the community. I mean, I've been doing this 10 years. Steve, 30. We can't, I told y'all, I'm not doing this 30 years and we ain't got nothing coming down.
Quick question. Do you guys think that's a good move to go with? Get 5 people on the block to communicate with each other. And if they're already there, that's good. That's the 5 we need anyway. Get 5 more.
Yes, that would be great. And the next step is a directory of all these blocks so people can connect with each other.
Yeah, absolutely. But at least if we can get shake off the isolation, I mean,
yeah,
that helps. But maybe I'm talking about the wrong thing. Maybe people don't feel isolated. I mean, that's just what I'm getting, but maybe it's something else. What does everybody think? We're about to wrap in a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but well, we already at that time. So it's been a wonderful conversation as usual, and that's actually the comments that we've been getting throughout the Facebook and the YouTube. People have been really tuning in. They say they love the conversation and direction that it's been going. Certain things we got to open up on a little bit more, but this was a wonderful time. So we appreciate everybody for being in attendance. We typically do this between 6 to 8. We have various ways that you can interact with us. That's Zoom, that's Facebook, that's YouTube. You comment. As you can see, we put the comments on the stream, and you're able to interact with the show that way. If you're on the Zoom, we finally figured out some way, shape, or form to get both in collaboration. And so we're just going to continue to try to do that. Maybe we're going to switch it up and do something different the next time. But anyway, we're going to keep building, because that's all it is. We're on episode 21. And so we just going to keep building, man. We got a long way to go. The new year is fast approaching, and we got a lot of work to put in, regardless of whatever it is that we're going to end up doing. So around this time, we'd like to take everybody out with final thoughts, and we're going to start with the Zoom as usual. The first person I see is Steve, but the first person after that I see is Barry. So go ahead, Barry.
Well, action seems to be real important. It is real important. And also, action without a label. We need to have the label of FIFA on the action. And with that, I'm out.
Gotcha. Ella?
Yeah.
You have
I
any
don't
good?
know.
You don't know about anything that you want to make a comment on, or what we're talking about?
No, now let me think on this a minute. I'm not a fast thinker.
We hear you. We hear you.
Miss Jacobs?
All the conversations
Come
are
in.
good, but I like action, I like to move on things.
Yeah, I
So
know.
I think we got a lot of more work to do and to get what we're talking about, get it moving, get some action going. That's what I'm saying. Good talking every Sunday. But I want us to get some things going for the community. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I hear that.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
I hear that, Miss Jacobs. Tamika?
Okay, you guys let me know. This is my Tuesday is my last day I have class.
Okay.
So I'm free for 6 weeks. Get me while my schedule's open. Let me know when you guys want to have the meeting and we'll set it up and I'll put it together.
We can set that thing up right now. What's your Wednesday look like?
After Tuesday is what you said.
What's your Wednesday look like? What's your Wednesday look like? What time? Barry, what time for you?
The morning to I go to bed at night.
What time for you, Barry? Barry? Sleep? Barry sleep? Is Barry sleep?
No, Barry there.
Oh, yeah, I didn't hear you.
I said, what time for you on Wednesday? It's the 15th.
Take a look.
What is going on the 15th? I feel like something is no, that's the 16th. Something going on the 15th. I gotta figure it out. But I'll figure it out.
Wednesday is good.
What time?
Should we say 1 o'clock?
That's not a good time for me because I'm away. I'm not home till about 2 o'clock.
Nah, we talking about something different, Miss Houston. We talking about something different.
No. This is a different group, Ella. We trying to collab. They trying to get this peace book tightened up.
Oh, all right.
No, we'll pull you in when that's good that you encourage them.
So 1 o'clock on Wednesday?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
All righty.
Somebody send the Zoom out. Send the Zoom out. Go and set it up.
You were setting it up?
No, I don't have my I do have it, but I don't have my computer. Oh, you gonna set it up? Okay. Matter of fact, we can just use this one. We don't. Yeah. No, we're
gonna use the same Zoom. We're just gonna.
Yeah, we could just
gonna set one up for Wednesday at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, we can just use this Zoom.
That works for me.
Yeah, will you? And in fact, you wouldn't have to do that. All we gotta do is just sign in at 1 o'clock.
There you go.
Yeah, so we'll use this Zoom 1 o'clock.
Yep.
All right, that takes care of that. I think Chad, are you still on?
I am.
All right, what's up? What you got for us?
I have to agree with Ms. Houston and Ms. Jacob. It's easy to get caught up in trying to do these things so perfect that all you ever end up doing is talking about how to make it perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let perfect be the enemy of better, Do whatever you can to make things better today. And if you find out that you're doing it wrong, then do it better tomorrow, right? But waiting around until you know exactly what to do, until you know exactly what your path forward is, never gets anything done. It's just a fact. And that's not an admonishment to anybody, so please no one misunderstand that. But that's just, and we all make mistakes, and we got to make mistakes if we're going to move forward.
Yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I think what else? Oh, All right, Steve.
I just want to say, let's look forward to getting more information for what people want to see in the shows for next year. Also, let's look at trying to get that initiative where we're getting 5 people from each block to communicate with each other, share those numbers, know those neighbors, get to know that neighbor. One day that neighbor may need you, and then we'll build it from there. Because that's how you start. Start with the small things.
For me, I think I probably want to echo Barry in terms of just and I feel like everybody actually, let's just be actionable going into 2022. Let's just focus on being creating excitement, being actionable, and trying to get these people activated and moving towards something that's bigger than themselves. And whatever that thing is, let's make sure that 100 people are given 1 hour at a time so that we could make it happen. With that being said, again, we do this every Sunday, 6 to 8. Multiple ways to interact with the show, man. We love all the support. Thank you all for sticking around with us, man. You could be doing anything else on your Sunday, but you chose to be here with us, and we appreciate that so much. Um, as usual, in closing, I like to say they did not give us a seat at the table, so we had to create our own. Thank you for allowing us to welcome you to Northwest Austin Council.
Oh.
Good night, all.
And don't forget, next week we're gonna have Antonia Rupert on. She's gonna introduce what she's doing with her art in the city and what she's planning on doing and what she's done. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
All right. Bye, y'all.
What? Let's say update.
So you want to schedule it on this?
Oh no, you don't need to.
So all right, do is just turn it on.
No, you don't have to do that.
Everybody just go in.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna check right now. Matter of fact, let me see the Let me see the setup because I was trying to do share screen, but it said the host. It was telling me that the host wasn't allowing me to share the screen. Let me see.
Then check that hotspot out. Maybe we can put it on all of them. Put it on that too.
Oh, you know what? I wonder would that might be true because it might not work.
You almost had it. You had something going there.
Yeah.
That was way closer.
I saw Diana jumped off as she was talking to Barry. See, I can't do this tonight. She got about that jam.
You gotta turn off.
Let me see, man. Hold on, I'm trying to see. So if I was to yeah, we can this the meeting without you as the host. So yeah, we got it. We could just jump right in at 1 o'clock. We could just use this.
Just
Okay.
it out, right?
No,
Something just popped on.
what was it a notification?
Something about Zoom, yeah. Maybe
Yeah, so a notification let you know. I'm trying to see why can't I?
Yeah, just, let's say you came on. That's all.
Right, yeah. So that's what's gonna pop up when we jump on. But why can't I do? Why isn't it allowing me to share screen? It shouldn't. I shouldn't have to be a host to do that. Let's see. I'm sharing nothing, bro. I might need to do. Fuck it. Yeah, man.